So yeah, you just, that button there, you press it, unplug that first, press it, pull it out, real quickly grab the other one, put it in. You should only have to change once. This line is this one.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening and welcome to Boardman High School's National Honor Society induction ceremony. This evening, we celebrate success. These young people, they are our athletes, our musicians, our actors, our leaders, our community volunteers, but they are also our scholars. Tonight, we have come together to honor them for all the facets of their high school life. As parents and relatives of these National Honor Society members, you should be exceedingly proud of them, exceedingly proud of the young adults that they are and all of their fine accomplishments. I know that we are. At this time, we will begin the processional of our honorees. Honorees, I ask that you remain standing upon reaching your seats. Thank you, Chamber Orchestra. You are dismissed at this time. As our orchestra quietly dismisses, here are a few important program notes. First of all, I ask at this time that you take a few moments to make sure that your cell phone is either powered off or silenced. In case of any emergency, please notice that there are exits on both sides of the gym. And finally, tonight's ceremony will be airing live on our BSTN YouTube station. At this time, I invite Catherine O'Horo forward to deliver our invocation.
O God, by your love, strengthen all who are here, bless this gathering, and guide us to grow in peace. Thank you for the gifts you have bestowed upon us, and help us to use them as examples to others. Amen.
Thank you, Catherine. At this time, I invite Guy Tepsick to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand, everyone.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. The National Honor Society was established by the National Association of Secondary School Principals in 1921. At their annual convention, the principals discussed how schools might recognize academic achievements while also developing other characteristics that they deemed essential to a democratic society. After much discussion, the objectives of the society were formulated, and those objectives are to create enthusiasm for scholarship, to stimulate a desire to render service, to promote worthy leadership, and to encourage the development of character. The convention marked the beginning of the National Honor Society. Scholarship, character, service, and leadership are the core principles that are timeless principles. Tonight, these students are being honored for striving always in a very difficult world to demonstrate these core principles and values that you, their parents, and we, their educators, have tried to instill in them. These principles are the 4 pillars of the National Honor Society. At this time, I invite Noah Holdridge to come forward and to present the official roster.
It is my honor to present the names of the 6 seniors and 66 juniors for the installation in the National Honor Society.
Thank you, Noah. At this time, would all of the newly elected members please stand? At this time, I call inductee leader Sam Holter to the lectern.
You have been selected for a very high honor by those who know you and your accomplishments. Admission to this organization is the greatest honor that can come to a high school student, for it stands for excellence of achievement in not only one line, but in 4 fields of endeavor. Scholarship alone will not admit a student to the National Honor Society. To scholarship must be added character, to character must be added service, and to service must be added leadership. Members are chosen on these 4 virtues. At this time, I call Priya Shah, the Keystone Speaker, to the lectern.
The emblem of the National Honor Society is a keystone. Superimposed on it is the flaming torch. The keystone has for ages been a symbol of strength and perfection, for it is the keystone that fits smoothly and truly into the top of the arch and eternally holds the structure together. The flaming torch symbolizes the light of knowledge. At the base of the keystone and on either side of the torch are the letters of the 4 ideals: character, service, leadership, and scholarship. I'm now going to call Sam Holter back up to the lectern.
You have heard the aims and ideals of the National Honor Society. Are you ready to take your pledge? If so, please say, I am. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I pledge myself to uphold the high purpose of this society, striving in every way to make its ideals the ideals of my school and my life. Be seated, please.
At this time, we will have our candle speeches, and getting us started will be Isabella Dwyer to speak to us on scholarship.
Nelson Mandela once said that education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. I don't think that he could possibly be more right. Knowledge and education, they are both weapons, and in turn, are both very powerful. In being a weapon, a lot can be done with them, a lot of change and a lot of good. That, I believe, is why all of you are sitting in front of me here today, because the knowledge and levels of education you have all obtained, you have chosen to do good with, and you will continue to choose so each and every day. And eventually, you will use your education to make great change in this world. You may use it to cure a disease or to save the environment. Maybe one day you will use it to better our country's government. Whatever it is, however big or small that change may be, it will be significant, and it will be because of the amount of work you put into your schooling each and every day. You all give so much of yourselves to your education. Whether you're learning something that you are super passionate about and interested in, or if it's simply something that you have to learn to pass a class, you show up every day and you commit to learning that material. But the learning does not end there for you. You commit to learning information completely and totally. You take it home with you. You take it to practice with you. You even take it to the shower with you, sometimes even to bed with you. Whether it is in the back of your mind or the only thing on your mind, learning is always on your mind. It is like anything else in your life that you have committed to. In some way or another, you're always thinking about it. But nonetheless, that is a huge commitment, and every person in this room recognizes this commitment you have made and is here to tell you just how very proud of you they all are for doing so. It is no secret that caring about your education is not always ideal or the most fun way to go through high school, but it is something that you have all chosen to do. And I hope that you never lose your curiosity about the way things work, because your commitment to scholarship will truly take you very far in life. It already has. And I could not be more excited to see all of those places you will take yourselves. Standing up here in front of you all today is a huge honor, but being able to say I'm part of something much bigger than myself, this group you are all being inducted into, has made me far more proud than anything I've ever done. So keep being your scholarly selves and never lose your passion for learning. I will leave you all with a quote by Nitin Namdeo. When you are curious, you learn, and when you learn, you grow. So I urge you to never stop learning, never stop being curious, and by all means, never stop growing. Thank you. I will now call Signy up to the keystone.
Knowledge will bring you power, but character will bring you respect, is a quote by Bruce Lee. Of the 4 pillars of NHS, character is the one pillar that is the hardest to show on paper, but the easiest to be remembered by. Character is not how hard you study for a test, but how you treat everyone around you. Characteristics such as hardworking, encouraging, kind, and thoughtful are some of the best ways to be remembered by. Years from now, when someone looks back to high school, they are not going to remember that you had a 4.0, but they will remember you for how they made you feel and how you treated them. It's an amazing thing to be involved in many sports, but if you're not a good teammate, is it really worth it? Your attitude as a player is just as important as your skill. Everyone might see that you scored 3 goals, but what they might not see is that you're staying later to help out a teammate that may have been struggling. Actions such as these may not always be praised as much as others, but are a vital part of developing into a well-rounded individual. I feel as if everyone believes that they have a good sense of character and a good perception of what is right and wrong. Character comes into play when someone may be faced with a situation in which they know what they should do but are conflicted with ideas from peers. For example, everyone knows that cheating is bad and that you should not do it. Everyone knows that you should not cheat on school assignments. Now, what would you do if your best friend was going to cheat on a test? You know cheating is wrong, but you know your best friend would be mad. You know cheating is wrong, but you know if they do not get the grade they want, they will not pass the class. What do you do in this situation? That is the best way I can explain to you character. Having a good character is not always easy. As you are faced with hard decisions such as these, it is how you respond and react to situations such as these that you display your true character. You get to decide what values you want to uphold and have the most respect for. By choosing values such as honesty, you are allowing yourself to grow as a person. I feel as if character is the main idea in all of the 3 pillars of National Honor Society. Without character, it would be hard for one to portray any of the other pillars. For one to display scholarship, you must study and try your best to achieve the grade you want. Character comes into play when you decide if you are going to stay after to ask questions about an assignment because you are confused or just text a friend for the answer. Moments like this show your dedication and how hard you work. Leadership show how you display your knowledge and guide your peers. One would not be looked up to as a leader if they were displaying good character. Leadership will be filled with characteristics such as hardworking, creative, and dedicated, not traits such as lazy, jealous, or greedy. Service allows you to go out of your way to help others and volunteer. Sometimes we can get so busy that it can be hard to get time to do these activities. It is the ones that make time and love to help others through volunteering that show your greatest character. You get to decide how you want others to remember you and how you want to be perceived. I'm going to leave you with a quote tonight by Abraham Lincoln. Character is like a tree, and reputation is its shadow. The shadow is what we think of it. The tree is the real thing. I now invite Renee and Salebi up to the podium.
Ezra Taft Benson said, "To lose yourself in righteous service to others can lift your sights and get your mind off personal problems, or at least put them into focus." Service is willingly giving time to help out the community. It is putting aside our problems and issues and focusing on people. People who are struggling for necessities or need a little comfort while facing the harsh realities of life. Whether it is working at a food bank or visiting people in a nursing home, each effort makes a difference. It may be small or seemingly insignificant, but it serves as a ray of hope. I am confident I can speak for everyone here that there is a certain feeling you have when you help others. Something akin to the warmth of the sun melting away the winter snow. It is a powerful feeling that can change the way people look at the world around them. People who go hungry or lose their homes in natural disasters were those people. They seem like distant foreign countries, but they are anything but that. Service breaks the walls between you and those people. Slowly, you can put faces, names, and stories to those people. They transform from intergalactic aliens to human beings. Service is a life skill that makes the world just a little nicer to live in, but it can be a challenge to create time for it. It is easy to get into a rut while focusing on deadlines and practices. People may be a little intimidated at first. They might not know where to go or how to develop it into a habit. Sometimes, people may feel intimidated by the effort needed. Well, let me tell you, it is worth it. I can remember the first time I volunteered was when I was 10 years old. My mother decided to bring me along to a food and clothing distribution center for needy families. I had begged my mother not to go the night before. I figured it would be dull, but I would be proved wrong. I had the job of organizing clothing donations by size. It was by no means the most interesting job. All I had to do was check the size of the clothing, then attach a piece of tape to the outside of the clothing with the corresponding size. After I had become mind-numbingly bored, another volunteer came up to me. She began recounting how happy a boy was when he picked out his clothes. The boy had a bright, innocent smile, and his eyes held excitement similar to a child on Christmas morning. I began to realize the importance of my work. Volunteering was never about me being bored, but giving a little joy to people who are going through rough times. Service may sound like a dull, dreary duty, but that's not the case. It is a chance to spread joy through small actions and alleviate the pain within people who have met difficult obstacles, to make one smile appear, even if it's for a second. Service humbles our selfish desires and reminds us what true happiness is. It is not a measly grade on a paper or a shiny trophy in a case. Finally, the bridge between the less fortunate and students disappears. Service allows people to grow and expand their understanding of other people in this world. It forces us to focus less on ourselves and our needs and become more observant members of society. Imagine what the world would be like if everyone sacrificed a little time to service. That is the world I would like to see. At this time, I invite Bonnie Misos to the lectern to speak about leadership.
Good evening. For those who don't know me, my name is Bonnie Misos, and I'm a senior here at BHS. When I began writing this, I asked myself, what does it mean to be a leader? It is so easy to think that being in a handful of clubs or doing extracurriculars is the only way to be a leader, but there is so much more behind it. This past year has been so eye-opening for everyone. When I was able to really reflect upon it, I realized how much everyone quickly had to step up to the plate, whether it be for their parents, grandparents, neighbors, or even strangers. Everyone, young and old, had to learn what being a true leader was, and in a very unfamiliar way. We were taught to never take things for granted and that you simply never know what tomorrow holds. There are so many leaders around the world and throughout history that portray great leadership skills, such as Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who is an advocate for gender equality and women's rights, and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., a leader in the civil rights movement who led peaceful protests for freedom. Those two leaders have one thing in common, and that is their positive approach to life's difficulties. Life will be difficult, as we have all learned in the past year. Those people were brave in the face of adversity. Being a leader to me is all about finding the good even when things get hard. I encourage you juniors, as you soon take over as leaders of the school, come in with a positive mindset. Push yourself to try new things. Stand up for not only yourself, but those around you. Be the person who compliments the stranger. That is what people are going to remember about you, the type of person you are, even through life's difficulties. I challenge you to take what was presented in the past year and learn from it. Better yourself from this life-altering experience. In order to truly grow as a person, you must fail first. Don't be afraid to do things you normally wouldn't be comfortable doing, because that is what shapes a person into a leader. During my years at BHS, I have learned from some of the best leaders. These people continue to show up and be the best versions of themselves for their students. Last March, when the world shut down, nobody knew what to think or how long it would last, and my teachers, without question, continued to show up and do everything they could to continue our learning. I'll never forget looking forward to Mrs. Basista's videos every day, because she always made a point to offer encouraging words to us each day. In order to be a good leader, you must be a good follower, and it is those that you choose to learn from who help shape your path. Be empathetic, have integrity, and be respectful as you take on your last year as a high school student. As I wrap up my time here at BHS and you begin your time as a senior, take in everything, the good and the bad, and use it as a way to better yourself. Be kind to yourself and others, step out of your comfort zone, and I can assure you that doing those things will make your last year successful. Lastly, I want to leave you with these wise words from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Faith is taking the first step even when you don't see the whole staircase. Thank you, and good luck in your senior year.
Thank you all for those wonderful words of wisdom. At this time, would all of our inductees please stand, and I call our candlelight speaker, Guy Tepsick, to the lectern. He will make some brief comments after I have read our first inductee's name. Dominic Butto.
Pick up your candle and light it from the flame of service, character, leadership, and scholarship. None can burn brightly alone. Only when these four virtues have been combined to kindle your candle will it light your way securely along the road that leads to progress.
Gianna Chetsko. John Gabriel. Jake Powell. Savannah White. Nicholas Winson. Alyssa Alberti. Lainey Beekner. Cassidy Bryan. Brendan Butler. Carter Kaler. Seth Cervello. Daniel Chaberta. Faith Colkett. Stephen Conti. Jack Corden. Jack DeCenzo. Alexander DePinto. Lily DeMuzio. Liliana Donatelli. Mia Galliano. Myra Garzanich. Daniel Gordiev. Vanessa Graham. Taylor Greenaway. Raymond Griggy. Mia Hammerton. Dana Haas. Sophia Hoffman. Aaron Hura. Marwa Kermaji. Ryder Krebs. Eden Lesnansky. Madison Lester. Isabella Lacasano. Jenna Maddock. Arabella Maley. Jenna McCullum. Paige Mercer. Emma Mills. Carter Mraz. Sean O'Horo. Grace Oclada. Jenna Olexa. Alyssa Olson. Lucas Peters. Nina Palali. Benjamin Piper. Adriana Quinlan. Max Rasega. Nadia Rowana. Carlin Riccatelli. Gabriella Roller. Miranda Russell. Ryan Sam. Brenna Schobel. Brittany Sellers. Joe Sefera. Paige Schneider. Morgan Spearman. Elena Torillo. Ava Valco. Kira Vasco. Matthew Vasco. Catherine Wamsley. Jessica Winson. Arun Rasami Wan Kiatarun. Josiah Warsencroft. Justin Yoakum. Anna Zhang. Connor Zimmer. Let us now offer these young inductees a round of applause. And you did a great job of playing off the fact that you all should have sat down when your row completed, and you've got to be tired of standing, so please have a seat, inductees. Relax for a minute. I would like to offer my personal congratulations to all of the members of the National Honor Society and to your loving families who are here with you this evening. NHS is truly an honor to be a part of. To be here, you had to really excel in all four pillars: scholarship, character, service, and leadership. It is a very difficult process for faculty council to select members of National Honor Society. However, the most difficult part is now in front of each of you. With great recognition comes great responsibility, for you have been officially and publicly identified as men and women of outstanding leadership and character. With that identification should come the realization that others will be watching you. And it is much more than merely avoiding the normal pitfalls of high school. You must also do what others are hesitant to do. Our society is starving for leaders. Our society needs the example of young people who will step up, take initiative to do what is right, even when doing that right thing could make you lonely. I challenge each of you to always exhibit your scholarship, your service, your character, and your leadership at all times, in the classroom, during school events, at home, and in your community. You have been called role models for all students who walk the halls of Boardman High School. When the chapter of your life's book entitled Boardman High School comes to a conclusion, and all of you students walk with pride someday across the stadium turf at Spartan Stadium to receive your well-deserved diploma, our hope is that you will take all of these skills that you have learned and apply them to the next chapter of your life, whatever its title may be. Once again, congratulations. I would like to thank the many people who made this program possible, especially the faculty committee and faculty council for the evenings spent reviewing applications, and all of the individuals who worked behind the scenes: Richard Steltz, Aaron Miller, Rick Hungerford, Chris Clones, the BSTN crew, Cheryl Dudko, and Lori Nyman. Thank you for all of your contributions to this. And finally, I would like to thank Ms. Mary Beth Schobel, the advisor for the Boardman High School chapter of the National Honor Society for the last 23 years. At this time, I invite her forward to make a few comments to you.
Congratulations and a heartfelt welcome to all of the new inductees. I look forward with enthusiasm to working with such an illustrious group. How lucky I am to experience our finest young people performing at their very best. Together, we will explore new avenues of providing service to our families, our school, and our community. Therein lies the true promise of the National Honor Society. I would like to thank Mrs. Fernbach for her steadfast support and guidance through the selection process and for this help with tonight's ceremony, including providing the cookies for you to carry with you this evening. I congratulate the senior members who carried out their duties tonight. Before you stretches a future that is a canvas on which I trust you will leave your mark. I cannot overlook the parents of tonight's inductees. Without your loving support and firm guidance, these young people could not thrive as they have. The students that you see in front of you are more than just scholars. They are valued community members and are keen to the need for service to family, school, and community. The truth is, these students already are an essential part of these communities, and that is essentially part of why they were chosen for distinction. They do so not to garner recognition, but because they perceive a need. I salute you.
Thank you, Mrs. Schobel. At this time, I officially call for the transfer of colors.
I remind you, before this ceremony concludes, that you now represent the high qualities of this society. Let no one have cause to say that you have failed your pledge or that you have lowered the standards which recommended you to this fellowship. We will now have the transfer of the school colors. Will Joseph Farah and Anna Zhang please come forward to receive them?